Morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm here to do another sunscreen review, and it's another one that I absolutely love, which is annoying because this one is really expensive. This one is £34. It's called Naked Sundays, or that's the brand, Naked Sundays Collagen Glow 100% Mineral Sunscreen. It's an SPF 50 and it says with plant-based collagen, vegan friendly, reef safe, and it has UVA plus UVB protection, so it is a broad spectrum sunscreen. This one is tinted, and what it says about it is that it is tinted but goes on as if transparent, which I kind of see what it means. It's a very nice neutral type of tint. It's not any kind of orangey colour, if you can see that. There's no difference then between my two hands. Actually, I'll show you me putting it on my face. That'll be more helpful, won't it? So it says this is an SPF 50 priming lotion. I'm not sure what part of it is priming, but it says make every day a good skin day with Naked Sundays 100% mineral SPF 50 Collagen Glow Perfecting Priming Lotion with a finish that looks tinted but spreads on transparent. Yeah, I mean the lotion looks tinted, but it doesn't seem to give any coverage or tint to the skin. This lotion is infused with vegan collagen that helps to smooth fine lines and boost moisture. I don't think that plant-based collagen sounds lovely, but there's not actually any way for it to get through the skin, so I don't think that it will do very much, to be honest. The collagen isn't something I'm particularly interested in this. It may boost moisture a little bit, it might attract moisture a little bit, and therefore I guess smooth fine lines, but that's not something I've noticed. It says it has plus added watermelon and hyaluronic acid for extra hydration, so that's good, and to help fight free radicals. Zero white cast and a transparent finish. This lotion adds a subtle glow without being oily. I didn't notice a glow, but I didn't notice how greasy the Beauty Bay was until I saw it on video. You know, I put it on for you guys, and as I was editing, I was like, wow, that actually does look quite greasy, but it's not something that I noticed when I put on my skin. You know, when I put it on, waited like literally a minute or two and then put my foundation on, and I hadn't noticed that at all. So you can see what you think when you see this on my skin. It is vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's 80 minutes water resistant, which is really good. I know some people ask me whether things are water resistant, so 80 minutes water resistant, free, fragrance free, mineral oil free. So it's fragrance free, which is fantastic, and 100% mineral, which is great. And this is a zinc based sunscreen, and I have to say this is the first zinc sunscreen I've used that I haven't felt like it's thick. And the funny thing is, when you get it out of the tube, I don't know whether you can tell how thick it is there. You know, it holds itself, and when I took it out of the tube and I put a few bits on my face, I was like, oh my goodness, this is really thick. This is going to be hard to spread, you know, it's going to be hard to rub in. But actually it wasn't, and I was like, oh no, it's not too bad. It is one that you have to, it's not thin, it's not something that dries easily, it's not, you know, you have to distribute it well. You have to really make sure you get in all the little crevices because it is a thick lotion. But it actually felt quite nice to put on. And as soon as I stopped rubbing it in, I was like, oh, hold on a minute, my skin feels amazing. It feels more like you're using luxury skincare than a sunscreen, which is lovely. It's lovely that there's a product that feels like skincare, but kind of ticks every box for me as well, you know, other than price. So like I said, I'm not sure what the priming aspect is, but I did feel that on my skin because it leaves, I don't know how it looks, but it didn't feel like it had any glow. It felt like it was probably a sort of demi-matte finish, I suppose you'd call it. Like it felt like it had sunk in enough. It wasn't going to be tacky to touch. It was going to be a really nice base for makeup, but it wasn't drying at all. You know, my skin didn't feel tight at all. It felt lovely and hydrated. It didn't sting my eyes, by the way, either. I've made sure I put it right over my eyes, and it didn't sting at all. But I think people find that a lot with chemical sunscreens. I haven't found it so much with the new chemical sunscreens, and I definitely haven't found it with this. And it worked really well under makeup. Now, the only one exception to that was I put on the IT Cosmetics foundation one day. I realised that I'd been using this, and then on top of this I'd been using the No. 7 Hydroluminous foundation, which is quite thin and light. You know, it's quite a lightweight foundation. And on the day that I used the IT Cosmetics foundation, which is quite a full coverage foundation, I remember thinking that my makeup felt I felt like I had makeup on. It's hard to describe what I mean, because it wasn't in any way, I didn't feel like it was cakey. I just was like, I'm aware now that once I patted it down with powder, I was like, I'm aware that I've got makeup on, and I feel like perhaps nothing happened to my makeup during the day, but it just felt like I had makeup on. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do in future is use a lighter weight foundation when I use this, because it is quite thick and it does feel thick going on, and I just think it worked better with a lighter foundation like the No. 7 Hydroluminous. And I used one other one that I can't think of. What was it? It was another lighter one that I have. Can't for the life of me think what it was, but I would say if you use a heavy foundation, you might want to like be really, really careful with it, you know, because this, although it doesn't look like it's providing a base, the primer itself I think is a layer almost. It's almost like you're building up your foundation. I don't know if that makes sense to you, hopefully it does, but like I said, just without It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better, it just felt like almost as if I'd put 2 layers of it on, you know, and I was using a beauty blender. But it wasn't, you know, I didn't feel like I needed to take my makeup off. My makeup lasted okay. It was absolutely fine. I just was like, well, I'm very aware. I feel like I should be working behind a beauty counter. I feel like I'm very aware that I've got a thick layer of makeup on, you know. Currently, I can't find many reviews of this. There's one video review by a young lady, and she said it was good. But that's it. I can't find any reviews on websites. I think I bought this from Beauty Bay, and there are no reviews on there just yet. There are a couple of reviews if you look them up on Google, but they're all by sort of magazines, just telling you about it, not telling you their experience, you know, nobody's personal experience. I think a couple of you had mentioned that you'd bought this and somebody said they'd really enjoyed it. So let us know your comments. That would be really useful at this stage, you know. To compare it to another, I would say that this is like the Australian Gold. It has that same feeling, but it's more elegant feeling. It feels more like skincare. I loved the Australian Gold when it first came out, and there were a couple of comments at the time where people said it felt too thick for them. And I didn't notice that. I thought it was great. I thought it finished down kind of, I remember saying something like it finished like it was a satin finish, and it felt like it was a primer for makeup. And it feels exactly like this, but this just feels a little bit more elegant, a little bit more luxurious. So I think if you liked the Australian Gold, I think you would really like this one. And that's now 3 sunscreens that I've found that I absolutely love. And I have got another couple to review for you that I love, but there are things wrong with it that mean I wouldn't end up repurchasing. But yeah, this is the third one I love. So I still love the Face Theory Amyl Sea Whip, which is the kind of more modern chemical one, but it's in a jar. I don't love that about it, but I do love the formula, but it's extremely thick. It's like you need to scrape it out with a spoon, so it's much thicker than this. Then I love that Carbon Theory Daylight one. Absolutely love that. It's a fluid and it's got the smell like this one doesn't have any scent at all, by the way. It's fragrance free, but it doesn't have any scent at all. So they're all really different. I think this is one that I would maybe use if you want to use just a mineral sunscreen, then this is the best mineral sunscreen I have ever used, you know, versus things like the Inky List Zinc is one that I used. There was another one. This is the problem with me. My memory is getting so bad I can't remember. But definitely this is the best mineral sunscreen I've used. And I would use this if it was on offer, or if my skin was, I can't say feeling really dry. If my skin was feeling really oily, I might well use this, because I don't think it looks as oily. It's not quite as, it's a little bit matter than the other ones, than my Carbon Theory Daylight one, for example. Let me just go down my checklist. So I've told you it's SPF 50, which is great, UVB and UVA. Nano, I don't think it's nano. It doesn't tell you, but I don't think the zinc is nano, because this is tinted, so there wouldn't really be any reason to use nano. Although maybe with it being that nicer formula, but it doesn't tell you. No fragrance, no mineral oil, but it is a mineral foundation. Mineral sunscreen. It's vegan, which is great. It's £34. I think I told you that, and we'll have had it on screen. Great under makeup. It is tinted, but a lot of you said, you know, when I did that poll, it was 75% the last time I looked that would prefer a non-tinted formula. But this is one that I'm happy to use despite it being tinted. I go through phases of liking tinted and not, because I really do like the NIOD Survival 30, which is tinted and very thin. But this one has got just such a beautiful colour, and it does go on quite transparent, that I'm happy to use it like on my neck, because that's when I go off tinted ones, if I end up getting like colour left on my clothing. But you can see this, or if it's like obvious that I've got it on, but you can see if I put it on my neck, you can't see it at all. It immediately sort of blends in, you know. Now I don't know whether it will be like that on all skin tones, you know. So yeah, that's everything. Let us know what you think about this, and that would be really interesting. Let me tell you what I've got on makeup wise. I have got on, I think I did put the IT Cosmetics foundation on this morning. I did, but I didn't put this sunscreen on this morning because it was through here waiting to be reviewed. So on my eyes is a Pat McGrath eyeshadow from the Mothership palette. On my cheeks is the Beauty Pie blush in Plumminess. On my lips is Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello, and then I used this SOSU lip gloss on top in Too Busy. I like that, Too Busy. Ooh. Let me mention my earrings, because I do often get asked about earrings. Aren't they cute? These are from Amazon. Do you remember I just showed you my favourites, the little spiky ones? Well, these are, I think, are from the same seller. When I was looking at links for you guys, I noticed that they had lots of other ones, so I ordered these, and I think they're lovely. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.